Anything else? You'd like to help then?
Can we help?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's, again, I don't want to make a kind of thing, but yeah, I mean, we do kind of need help, but I don't know quite what help, I mean, technically we need help. Translating the books, we need help, I mean, there's, if that's what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, I mean, Mother said to me just, 10 days ago, okay, once this is done, you have to do a public program for the public. So, perhaps we should practice. So I don't know what that means really yet, but I'm just going to do it. So I've got some people locally who have read my books and have got a lot of seeker friends, and they've offered me to do one in their house, in fact, and I've turned that down because I didn't really feel like it was nice for them to have people coming to their house. So I have said we could do something with just their friends. I'm not sure that's what Mother means though. So I'd like to do a public program, but how am I going to do that? I don't know. Apparently I do know. So it's a bit like when Mother said you have to do this meeting. I've lived it for the last 8 weeks, every night. I haven't slept. Okay, am I thinking? I don't know. It's like I live your life somehow. It's a really weird feeling. I live everybody who's coming, I don't know, it's really weird. Maybe that's how Mother felt a lot of the time. But I think also because this was so important, and I'm sure I will write a big chapter about this when it is realised more. And now I can't think what I'm thinking about. What am I talking about? Public program. So Mother says to me, I've got to go to other countries, I've got to do a public program. It's going to be busy, I can see. But what do I do if we get people that come after that? So my feeling is like I've said in the books, is that it's not about trying to make people into the yogis. Why do we need to do that? I don't think we do. But I do feel that Mother does want us to give realization, but it's not about trying to get people to do what we want them to do anymore. Because as soon as you've given somebody realization, who's doing it? Mother is, like I say in that video. It's going to be a battle when you get home and people say to you, where did you go? You didn't go there, did you? I don't know, it's so strange, isn't it? We sitting here, we'd never have thought that we'd be sitting here and this is how it would have turned out. No, not in a million years, I wouldn't have done, no. So, it's such a strange, interesting, exciting position to be in, which I kind of relish and dread it all in one go, because I do feel that, I'm going to come under immense attack now, but I just have to sit and smile. But I think it'll be hard for people who are still in the situation, because obviously people will stop you at any cost. So. Yes. That's good. Yes, it's an extraordinary position to be in. We are standing together for Mother. That's really what it is. It's such an extraordinary position to be in. How, I think that's, if we need a medal, to keep going, then that's the medal we need to have, because I can't tell you what it means to Mother. It's more than anything. Mother's whole life depends on us, really. It's It's that serious. Here we are, now is the answer to the evening. Because without it, everything that Mother stood for and came to do will be destroyed. So here we are together, and we have to make sure that that doesn't happen. But we don't have to do anything. We just have to read the books and love Mother. So it's actually, not so difficult, but we just have to keep our shields up to keep the, But in a lot of stuff I didn't write about, before I started to read the last pages, it was so vivid, some of the attacks on Mother. I'd have to stand in front of Mother's chair in my flat to protect Mother from the negativity. But at that time I didn't know why this was happening, because I didn't know what was going on. So it all seemed a bit weird to me at that time. But I don't know, I just find the whole thing so sad, because it's just so silly, it's so ridiculous. We should just all be together having a good time and be normal. This is the thing that also is so important, is to be completely normal. Mother to me was just normal, And that way you attract people that are also normal. And so it's easier then. And there's no funny thing going on, And I'm completely normal. I live a normal life, I work, do all of that stuff. Nobody knows a thing. And I wrote in the book, The Swan on the Mansana Lake, that I read the 1,000 names of the DEVI, and that name was the one that meant so much to me. I wrote it in a card and gave it to Mother, and Mother said, exactly. So we are unnoticed. I can't think what it is, how's it go? You have to be like the swan on the Mansana noticed, where the goddess is awakened in you, but unnoticed by others. Tomorrow? No, I don't. I don't know. I don't really know how they work, or who's on them, or how people get there. Or I don't really know how it works. But I don't know. I did say at one point that what I felt is that they would destroy each other, because it gets so. What I find so weird is everybody's so aggressive. I just don't. I've never come across. You don't get that aggression in normal life at all. I watch TV and think, why are these people on TV so nice? Huh? Because all these other people are so awful. So I don't get that. But I'm told that the committees are absolutely useless, because nobody has a riding vote. So nothing gets done, because they all just talk and talk and talk, and nobody can actually say, well, hang on a minute. That's why I say in my books, if you want to have a leader, or if you have to have that thing, then go back to how Mother had it. And who cares who the leader is, as long as they can organise something and everybody's going in the right direction. But I think we've gone way past that. So, my feeling is that I think it really needs to disintegrate, and the people that swim in the right direction will be saved, and the other ones can just tell each other what to do. That's what the negativity wants. Is just control. But if we put this full video on the website, then they can watch it, can't they? And see what they think. Well, I don't know, but I would probably say that if you didn't agree with them, they would probably say, I don't know. Does anybody have any right to do that? I don't know really, because I'm not really involved in that. So I would think, on the one hand, it's a great blessing. So, I think it's just become not what Mother intended. That's the thing. So, my feeling is that you could live happily ever after now with never seeing me or anybody else again if you got Mother's photo, some of Mother's talks and the books. What else would you need, really? So I don't know what else goes on, because when I was around, it was always really nice. I mean, we used to meet up, decide what public programs we were going to have, and people would say, I'll do one, and it was all really nice, and everybody was happy. So it's difficult to imagine how it could have become, so not so nice. You've been thrown out?
Thrown twice.
Really?
Thrown.
Thrown out, yeah. Mm. Well, I think it's the question of what is the collective. So, I mean, to me, when I had left, lots of people said to Mother, oh, Nick was thrown out of Sarajevo. And Mother said, no. But I didn't tell anybody, so everybody had this image that I was, and that's what they write about now. And I didn't feel I should tell people because I felt it was my business with Mother. Mother had asked me to do this, so it was, that's how it felt to me. But people would say, oh, Nick Burrin was thrown out, you threw Nick Burrin out of Sarajevo, he's not in the collective. And Mother said, no, not at all. He's definitely in the collective. And then people got confused. So the collective is being part of Mother. And you have, if you read Mother's words about collectivity, I think, again, it's a trap. Mother wanted everybody to be in it because this is the test now to get to where you need to go. So in a way, to do what you have to do, you have to come into the truth, because if you don't, you won't survive. So my feeling is that when I listen to Mother's talks a lot of the time, I think, oh my God, Mother's saying, we're all happy, everyone's going to be this and that. And I think, well, the serpent, I really feel that Mother was, so to grow now, I would say you've got to come out and become yourself and not be victimized or controlled or, and enjoy yourself and your life, and be being part of Mother's collective. But I would say that if you asked anybody who left, like me, your life is far fuller than it ever was, because who's going to tell me what to do? Nobody. And nobody has any right to. Okay, I can listen if you want to talk to me, but I'm not controlled by anybody except Mother. And that's, to me, is the essence of what we have to get to for people to be able to really grow. I mean, would you say that people are growing in Sarajevo? Really? No. They're dying. I mean, in England, they have there's 100 people who are sick that get together to work on each other, but what are they working on, But, who's going to listen to me? No one's going to listen to me. So, you guys listen to Mother because Mother gave you the books. I just would love everybody to be happy and to be themselves. That's the most important thing, I'm trying not to... yes, I would say so, yeah. I mean, I think... I can't say yes, definitely, yeah. I think if you all say just inside yourself that, you know, we're sorry, you know, for messing up, not being there for mother, you know, and what can we do now to put that right, I think is my desire, which, you know, I'm sure we all share, you know. It's very difficult for me to see mother because, you know, I feel how mother feels, you know, so, I mean, mother's saying to me, stop it. But, you know, I do feel that this book will do that because that's what it has to do, you know. I think we should desire that more people want to be strong enough to come and find the truth and are not frightened to come and talk to me. You know, I'll talk to anybody if they want to talk. And I think is to keep reading the books and maybe join the Skype. If you want to join the Skype thing, we have to work that out a bit. You know, and just enjoy talking about mother and being together. I mean, you know, to me, you know, in the beginning, that's where we all used to sit around drinking tea, talking about mother and very little else. We had Bajans at my place, you know, in 1988, and we used to sing a song. There'd be about 10 of us, and we'd sit there. Wow, this is amazing. We'd look at each other and look at mother's picture. 10 minutes later, somebody would go, should we sing this Bajan? Yeah, okay. And we'd sing away, and then we go, wow, this is amazing. We all go. And you know, it was amazing. It was absolutely, truly amazing. And where's that? That seems to have disappeared, you know. And that's what we all came for, you know. And every one of us in this room had experiences in the beginning that were extraordinary. Yeah. And I always say to people, those are the experiences. You know, I say that mother stoops down and lifts you up and says, here you are, taste this, and puts you down, and you have to then carry on. Well, I always say to people, you've got to get back to at least that level of experience, you know. So I would love everybody to experience more of mother. That's it, really. Okay, so mother said to me, you must tell them that I love them. I mean, that's another thing I find so extraordinary, is that people somehow, again, it's this worthy thing. Does mother love me? Does mother love me enough, you know? Mother absolutely loves everybody, but it's up to us to come to mother. Mother isn't going to come to you. You have to come to mother. So that's why I always say, everything you do, you have to put mother first, you know? I never do anything till I've meditated in the morning. I wake my children up, sit down, they shower, I meditate, change over. And you know, it's really weird, because although mother appears to me in my sitting room, I still meditate with a black and white photograph in my bedroom, and it's like I've done it always the same. It's bizarre. And mother even says to me, why'd you bother doing that? Yes, I mean, I know that what I realise after today, if that's what you mean.
Yes.
Yeah, will probably be pretty extraordinary, but I don't know what that will be yet. But, well, I do. I mean, I feel already a huge shift, but I don't know how to explain that. Yes, I mean, you have to also think, you know, when I gave the book to mother, I thought all the yogis, after what mother said at the airport, would want to read it. So like I said, I gave it to a few people, and they were like, you know, I mean, it was bizarre, you know, and I still find that reaction now. So you think, 1996, I gave the book to mother, and then I didn't do anything with it at all. I only gave one copy to one person, and then I just kept one copy for myself, and I would read it to people. So that's the best way to get people interested, is to read a bit to somebody. Yeah, I mean, I would love to read more, but I just don't have the time now. But I really feel that reading it to each other, to anybody, is the best thing to do. And, you know, the thing is, though, you have to keep going. You know, it's like when I wanted to get further with mother, I just read Daisies every single night until I knew that the next part of Beyond was ready to realise, you know. And, you know, I've read it for years, but I never really understood it until, you know, kind of the last 4 years. But, you know, it's also so weird for me, because when I was used to read Daisies to Mother over the period of time, I used to think to myself, how on earth is it going to ever happen? It's just not going to happen. You know, I say, well, love will take over and love will, you know, this will do. I'm thinking, well, yeah, it'd be great, but how is it going to happen? You know, how is that book going to translate into reality? So again, that's why we're here tonight. And I really take my hat off to everybody that made it, because I realised the barrage of emails not to come, where I haven't read any of them because people won't let me, but I can imagine what they say. And, you know, I really expected nobody to turn up tonight. So when I saw people turning up, I felt heartened, because it's not easy to, well, should be easy, but it's not, to stand with Mother. So I think that's the most pleasing, you know, exciting thing.
Yeah.
Have I said enough? And you know what's so lovely to me? Is that I didn't know who was coming. And you know, you could always say to yourself, well, I think this person would like, you know, but it's not going to be that person, you know, it's just not going to be any of those people. I have said this to a few people, and that is that I had a dream about this meeting. Should I tell you this? And I was sat here, wasn't this room, but, and the people had come, and in walked two leaders. I won't tell you who they are. And they stood in front of me. And I thought, oh my God, you know, this is in a dream. What are they going to do, you know? And they just stood there looking. And I thought, right, okay. So I said to them, what is the most important thing? That's all I could muster, you know, because I was a bit overwhelmed. And one of them said knowledge, and what did the other one say? Collectivity, yeah? Something like that. Knowledge and something. And I said, no, that's not the most important thing. The most important thing...
To know yourself.
Huh?
Mother. One said to know yourself.
Oh, one said to know yourself and the other one said knowledge. And I said, no, the most important thing is you have Mother in your heart. And they both looked away and then walked out. And I realised that if you ever want to know if somebody's on your side or not, ask them that question. And if they look away when you say, have Mother in your heart, you know they're not on your team. So it was a kind of very nice way. And do you know what? I've done it a few times and it works. When somebody looks away, you think, oh, okay. But I mean, you know, I was watching a puja talk of mothers the other day, and it was about 1988, and Mother had been talking, and their mother said, could I have some questions? And their mother said, but only nice ones, to the yogis, only yogis. Mm-hmm. And one of them said, oh, Mother, I want to go deeper. You might have heard this talk. And Mother said, what do you mean go deeper? And the yogis said, you know, to go deeper, Mother. We want to go deeper. And Mother said, deeper. Well, the best thing to do is to say, Mother, please come into my heart, if you want to go deeper. And then Mother said, you could say also, Mother, please come into my head. And then you could say, Mother, please come into my liver. Then you could say, Mother, please come into my Swadhisthana. But always start with the heart, Mother said. Please, Mother, please come into my heart. And then you'll go deeper. Why am I telling you that? Oh, well, so that was also interesting, because that was the question, you know. Do you have Mother, you know, you have to have Mother in your heart. So I feel that if you talk about Mother, nobody wants to talk about Mother. So I'm sure that's also a sign to say. You know. How many times, you told me, how many times do I say the word Mother in Beyond All Doubt? 2,848 times, you told me. 8 pages. I use the word mother, 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 mother. So yeah, I mean, it's the biggest thing, you know, mother, just mother, mother. Well, I'm sorry you had to spend so much money to come here as well, but I just felt I had to do it here. I had to be in England, had to be in Sussex, you know, had to be in mother's home, really. And you know, it's funny, I always desired to leave England and live in another country, and mother said, no, you're not allowed to leave. You have to stay here. And as William Blake said to me, well, it's your country now, you've got to deal with it. So it's a special place. I mean, it's mother's heart. So. You know, the other thing I always used to think, not so much now, but if you're never sure about something, just say, you know, what would mother do? You know, what would mother do? And I think the most important thing is not to fight anybody. You know, if you go away from here and somebody said, "Oh, you didn't go to that," don't speak. You know, I would be just quiet about it. I mean, I don't want to tell you what to do. Mother said, it's a start. It's a start. It's a start. I mean, to me, it's a miracle. I mean, I can't believe it. You know. And thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you. Should we go then? Or should we stay for another? But they're very relaxed here, aren't they? I mean, they've let us use the room for 2 days. And I'll tell you a funny little story. So I came into the room yesterday, and we were meant to set up just these chairs and the chairs here. And it was set up for a wedding. So I came in with the porter, who was a very nice young man. And he said to me, "Oh gosh, can you give me 10 minutes? I'll move all the tables." And I said, "No, it's no problem. I've got 2 guys who work for me. We'll move the tables with you." We started moving the tables, and I put the chairs out, put this table out, put Mother's photograph, and he goes, "Oh, Shri." And I went, "What?" And he said, "This is Shri." And I went, "Where are you from?" And he said, "Bulgaria." I went to a couple of meetings, I've got the photograph, I meditate in the hotel. And I was just so shocked, because that kind of thing hasn't happened to me for a long time, you know. And he was so sweet, and he said, "I'm on for the buffet, I'll be bringing the buffet." Because I said, "You should come," you know, but he said, "I can't." But I think he came in and brought the buffet. So it was very nice. Okay. Thank you very much. Wow. Massive angel here.